cost more than your rent. Dude, your mom still live in a tent. Yeah, still slaying dope with the jets. Me and my grandma take meds. None of this shit be new to me. Fuck with my teacher called tutory. Bought some red balls, cost allergies. Fuck your airline, fuck your company. Bitch, your breath smell like some cigarettes. I'd rather fuck a bitch from the project.
Pamit lu mau cari arep boleh inspirasi ning jalan ketemu karo temon bodine seksi kenalan terus gelem digambaran nganggo klambi bagi gambar demonis seneng ora karuan saking senenge nganti gelem dijak kelonan cepet-cepet gak kena golek hotel murah lagi rusak-rusak lah kok yo ono klub yo